Mm. Greetings and welcome. Thank you for joining me here on TikTok Live. I bloom from within love. I go by blooming. And this is actually part two to yesterday's live. I was scheduled to do both on the same day. However, y'all know how it goes. Sometimes plans change. I have learned how to become very, very flexible in life. Um, anyway, so this is going to be a unique reading. This is really specifically towards those who um, resonates with last night reading, which was about what was your manifestation blockages. And so last night reading brought out the area of life that had become blocked, as well as what caused it. Okay. And so this reading is going to be specifically geared to what's necessary to remove it. And since I have my light language deck, I have my Reiki deck, I also have my Mudra deck. Okay. So the intentions are built towards what was revealed in last night's reading. Since these cards are specifically activated with light language healing as well as Reiki symbols, as well as mudras that can assist with moving energy, this is what's going to alchemize these blockages for those of you who resonate with it. Um, so I haven't had a chance to upload. I'm going to upload them both on YouTube together. I was going to try to get it up earlier today, but I just didn't have time to do all that. So just set your intentions as a general collective reading, okay? If you have something that's on your heart and mind and you feel like there's been some type of a manifestation blockage, as you're doing that, then chances are, if it resonates with you, your situation is going to come out here, okay? So I'm going to try my very, 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 very bestest, but there's so much I have to do, so I don't know how long this is going to be. Because first we're going to do the reading, then we're going to jump right into the quick session for you, okay? I have specific numerical codes, healing frequencies, as well as symbols that's specifically designed for this to channel for you guys, those of you who are open to receiving Reiki, okay? All right, let's do it. A lot of throat chakra activity. I've been noticing that last couple days. And it actually came out, I want to say it came out in the reading a little bit that communication was blocked due to someone's actions or somebody failing to communicate something. It was something to that effect. But what ended up being affected was someone's finances, relationships, health and well being, something like that. So, whether it was directly the person or someone that caused it in their lives, that's what came out. Okay. All right. Let's do it. Let's get the cards out so we can at least get the reading first and then the session at the very, very, very end. All right. Just want to say thank y'all for coming in, those of you who are here. Those of you who come in with those high vibe energies and thoughts. I know there's a lot happening. We're in Mercury retrograde, and so some of you may be really sensitive to a lot of things going on. It's normal. Just go with it. Okay. I invite you to take several deep cleansing breaths. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Shanti. Om Namo Lakshmi Namaha. Om Ami Dua Hiri. Om Hariom. Thiruneelakandam. Soham. All right, let's do it. Circle of love, light, protection, reflection, violet fire, light team, amplify my intentions. Buffers and shields, deflective energy, love and light, grounding, centering, heart energy, increased palawa. Ah, yeah. Thank you, thank you, thank you. On behalf of those that resonated with last night's reading or will, this is in conjunction to it, light team, the things that were revealed. This is the session to assist with removing these blockages. Please and thank you. Oof. Mm. Receptivity channel, light team, clear channel, wholeness at the bottom of the deck, and fear. So we're going to be removing wholeness blockages and fear. Wow. Abundance blockages, that's nice. Connected to wholeness. Sorry about that, you guys. And initiation, we have abundance. Yeah, nice. Okay. Perception, that's a big one. I just saw that. Peace. Okay. Boom. Let's do it, team. Uprights only. I invite you to tap on the screen to send that positive energy, amplify probability of your story coming out here. Also getting this out to those who may benefit from it. Sending you guys kisses, hugs, love and light, all that good stuff. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Somebody says, how do I go about getting a reading? If you go onto my the TikTok bio section, my email should be listed somewhere under there, okay? And so if you want something personal and private, go ahead and email me, and I will respond to you, okay? And give you all the goods and details for something personal and private. This is a free general collective reading. Someone says, can you see if, oh my God, that's so odd that somebody put that up there. Can you see if my plan B worked? I don't, that's strange. Um, Weird. Interesting. I ain't gonna get into that because it's gonna get me sidetracked, but wow. I mean, it's totally not related to me personally, but what's just odd is that as I was getting up this morning to get ready for this, either I had like a little vision or a glimpse or something happened. It was very brief, but I'm saying that it's odd because I heard someone say something like that. I heard somebody say plan B or something, and it ain't me. Yeah, it sure ain't what I'm going through. So I was wondering why I saw that though. And then now I just see somebody put something like that. That's very, very strange. Um, okay. um, yeah, so you guys, I invite you to touch that screen, especially if you want to amp up the probability of you getting your info that you need. That's one way you guys can energetically support people like myself. We do this, at least if you're high vibe and doing it, for soul purpose. You do it from your heart. So when it comes to the things that we do social media wise, for the most part, it's something that we're dedicating to the collective as a part of our purpose. So, but not everybody is as involved. Sometimes there are people who do this stuff and it's really brief because, people ain't paying them online, right? So one thing that I have learned is that we all have to get into a balance because we are all deserving. That's something we have to activate and align with. You're deserving and worthy of your craft, your skill to receive just due for that. Okay. And when people are in that lack consciousness, what also comes with it is an entitlement energy sometimes, always looking for something for free, right? Give me, give me, give me energy. So I am coming into balance with it. I mean, because I have a huge heart and I remember what it was like to feel like I needed some help and not have, you know what I'm saying? And I used to always say, like, well, what about the people who don't have anything? Like, are they not supposed to be supported? Are they not supposed to be helped? And as I said this, I see scarcity. It's also a mindset because another thing about humans is we invest in what matters to us. We do. That's just the bottom line truth, you guys. We do invest in what matters to us. It's all about priority. And look, that is the truth. That's the truth. Okay. Thank you, Light Team. Let's do it. Kind of one reason why I don't get too personal when I'm doing these lives in terms of like answering a lot of specifics, usually because it's what I'm dedicating on a collective scale. For something individualized, people would need to contact me for that. All right, let's do it on behalf of the collective. Removing these blockages. What's the message, team? Let's do it. What's the message? Boom. Somebody's doing too much thinking. So we're going to remove blockages of the mind. What's the message? We're going to get into neutrality. Perfect. There needs to be a reset. There's a need for balance. What's the message? Light. What's the message, Light team? Please and thank you. Light. Boom. Earth. See, this is the grounding. I knew that was going to come out. Earth connection. And this is always necessary with manifestation. I'm glad that came out. So we're going to clear blockages with earth. Communication. This came out last night. I knew it. Somebody in the reading last night needed or failed. What created a blockage is somebody failed to be honest. They failed to say something. They failed to clear the air. Somebody had communicated some things that they regretted, which created a blockage. Somebody had failed to apologize. Someone had, on the other side of it, there was somebody that was like they were forgiving, but in terms of dealing with some people, they were like, nope, I'm waiting for that apology. Nope, I forgive them, but nope. Right? So there's a communication blockage due to some stuff. And the heartbeat of it last night was like there was a community involved. There was somebody was in despair due to a community, due to choices that led somebody astray, that kept somebody in some kind of toxic patterns. Somebody was abusive to a feminine energy, very, very harsh, very, very, you know, tyrant like. Someone lacked compassion. And so, because of it, it created some type of a blockage, or someone was on the receiving end that had some blockage because people have been cruel. So, whatever the story is for you, that may resonate, whether you're on that receiving side, you did something, or somebody you're connected to did something, whatever the case may be. But it was a lot of that. And so it created like these stagnations. And then some people were in karma that came out as a result of a poor decision or decisions based on shallowness. They actually ended up blocking themselves from the very things in which they really wanted to create. It was crazy. It was nuts. It was nuts, though. All right, team. Now for the Reiki messages and symbols here. That was a light language for the Reiki. For the Reiki to assist with these removing the blockages. And when I get into the actual healing session itself, I do have specific symbols that deals with like karmic shadow energy, a blockage remover symbol in Reiki. I do have some of that specifically, and I'm going to be channeling that. And if you're open to it when we get to that portion, there's nothing to do, just to simply, ask your higher self, God, source, whatever your resonance is. If you're open to it, just say, I agree. And, it would go accordingly. Okay, I'm just a channel. It'll go accordingly. All right, team. Yep, light. We have to bring light into this. All right. Brain circuitry. Serenity. Yep. Said somebody was overthinking. Neutrality. 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 Acceptance. Yeah. Wow. These are Reiki symbols. These are light language glyphs. Earth connection. Light. They're activated if you're wondering. Earth connection. Light team. Light. Earth connection. Light. See, that's where the main yeah. Earth connection. Light. So I'll have to concentrate on the root chakra and the chakras in the feet. Earth connection. There it is. See, oof. Mm. Trust. Introspection. I knew, ooh, I'm not going to do this today. I knew somebody needed to do some introspection. That's usually a part of the issue. We have waiting, introspection, and then trust. Oh, and then waiting is next to action. Action, waiting. So getting into that state of peace to take action and then taking the action and then waiting for the result. While waiting, going within and just kind of trusting. Okay, this is what's going to assist with clearing the blockage. All right. I'm not going to get into any teaching about these movers, you guys. We're not going to do it on this video. So what I invite you to do is, as these cards come out, if you're open to it, you can either screenshot or Google those particular mudras. And when you're doing your own meditation, these are some things that you can do to assist with moving energy through your body that could assist with moving the blockages, okay? Thank you, Light Team. I just saw, what was that? Universal light. Yep. And then I see water element. So some people need to connect to the element of water. Emotion, body. Somebody needs to open their heart. And then, of course, here's the manifestation. Opening the heart is going to help to remove the blockage. And I said this when I was, wow. Okay, card number 11. Look at this. So this is a mudra that helps to assist with receiving receptivity from the universe. Card number 11. New beginnings. Okay. Not going to go into a teaching about it though. And look at the Akasha. I knew that was going to show up too. Spaciousness. Clearing the mind. Wow. Lighting. First column, brain circuitry. The mudra there. Brain circuitry. Ooh, dang, I saw stillness too though. Flow. Look at that. Element of water. This is going to help flow. Card number 3 was 12, breaking down to a 3, which is connecting to ascended masters. And merging mind, body, soul. Flow. Helps to get into that state of serenity. That's going to assist with removing the block. Of course, we have earth element, getting out into earth and nature. Neutrality. Call them a neutrality. Neutrality. Light. Neutrality, lighting. That want to come out. Neutrality. Please and thank you. Light. Deepening. Neutrality. Yep. You have a lot of water coming out. A lot of water. Healing. I am inclined to say with this column, so there's going to be healing. Yeah, the blockage to healing a situation or circumstance in your life, but it's going to come through neutrality. It's going to come through acceptance. But I'm inclined to say it fell out kind of like this. So for some situations, it's going to be getting into neutrality and accepting that maybe there are some things that has to be surrendered and let go of. Like not everything can be fixed. And sometimes it's hard for us to, um, as our, we're human. So when we want things bad enough, whether it be people, whatever it is, sometimes um, the ego, the lower mind, doesn't want to accept that not everything can be. Just because you want it bad enough, you know what I'm saying, doesn't mean that it's necessarily meant. But healing, the reason why healing can take place regardless is because once there's an acceptance of something here, something as is, whatever has happened, okay, whatever took place to create the blockage anyway, okay, so getting into that acceptance, neutrality, 0 point, staying neutral, accepting things, this is going to bring the healing to the heart, to the mind, to life, to where you can go on and you can still produce things and manifest things, but accepting that sometimes the only thing that can be done is to simply heal what has happened, accept what has happened, and in some cases, just move on. Other cases, for some of you, there may be a possibility for healing, and there was just like a blockage to it based on some type of an action, some type of a resistance to something that needed to be done. So getting into neutrality, accepting things may open up healing to some things as well, okay? It is general collective, so you have to take what resonates, but there's a lot of water. So I'm inclined to say maybe, sea salt baths, sea salt scrubs, shower, getting by bodies of water, as well as earth is going to assist with removing these blockages. And while doing so, at the bottom of the deck, we have inner listening. Okay, so being willing to tap in, getting clear from the mind, that overdrive brain circuitry, being totally ruled too much by the mind, too much, too much, air, too much. Getting into serenity requires being present, and it requires getting into the heart space and going with flow. Okay. Wow. By team Earth Connection. Earth Connection column and discipline. Earth Connection, please. Light. Earth Connection and discipline. Earth Connection. Earth Connection and discipline. Light team. Earth Connection and discipline. Boom. No. Light. Earth Connection and discipline. Thank you, team. Light. See, every time I get on, yeah, even when I was getting this card out, there was more resistance than with these. That's telling me that a lot of you may feel ungrounded. Okay, feel very ungrounded. There's a lot of resistance. And so when I get into the session, I'll focus when I'm doing the healing part. As I'm guided, I'll probably concentrate on the root chakra as well as the feet chakras and earth star chakra, because that has everything to do with connection to the body and everything to do with connection to the earth. And it's how we bring in the manifestation. It also helps with neutrality. Okay, so because every time I get on this side, it's like harder. All right, light team, earth connection and discipline, light, earth connection, discipline. There we go. And look at the Akasha, it eventually came out. Yep, spaciousness. So, hmm, okay, I got it. So, with grounding, I highly recommend, I mean, I know depending on where you are on the globe, I don't know what the rules are in terms of COVID and everything like that, but I highly recommend getting outside, but outside near a lot of natural things, okay? I highly recommend getting barefoot. I highly recommend like going to stand in some natural, real grass, standing by like a really huge tree, with the intention just to simply be there. Not so you can do some homework, not so you can scroll on your phone, with specific intention to just, maybe listen to some sound frequencies or just to simply breathe and connect to nature with the intention of clearing your feet, releasing things, and grounding, okay? This is going to help with clearing the mind, clearing this crown. Oddly enough, there's too much crown, there's too much air, brain circuitry over there. There needs to be some serenity. It's too much, too much. So getting connected to earth is going to help pull the energy in and down and create some spaciousness where it doesn't feel like it's an overload. Pull the energy in and down and create some spaciousness where it doesn't feel like it's an overload, mind overload, okay? So that discipline can happen in a good way here. Okay. And again, we have inner listening. So let's move on. Thank you, Lighting. So these are the things that are going to assist with moving the blockage. Now we know that. So for each column, what can they expect, Lighting, to either be released and or manifested, released and or manifested as a result of clearing these blockages, team? Please and thank you. What can they expect? Okay, I just saw attachments, so release of attachments, meaning anything that's toxic or codependent or a mindset or an attitude. So they could expect a release of that. They also can expect door to spirit. I see door to spirit at the bottom. And the door to personal healing and happiness. Yep. Okay. All right. So for some of you, it's getting rid of these hostilities, whether it's within yourself or you disconnecting yourself from hostile situations. And I say that because I have the solar plex, which is the empowerment chakra. So some of you will feel empowered to detach from situations that are hostile, okay? Which is like how the reading came out last night, which was creating blockages for some of you, okay? Some of you, it was literally people, because in the heartbeat, it was community, literally. And envy. People that were envious. Because we have here hostility and envy. So you guys will clear the blockages that people that were envious of you created, that you were attached to, or that, whatever the case may be with your story. People broke your heart. Yep. So that's what we can expect. And through Yeshua, healer of ages. Look at that. Mm-hmm. And manifesting. So what you can expect is that through this session, healer of ages, ascended master Yeshua is supporting this, a part of this, and with bringing your manifestation. So essentially removing your blockages. Wow. I like that, team. I like the positive. Brain circuitry. What we have, team? Yep, look. Hostility. Look. See. Oof. Look, serenity, hostility. So what you all can expect through this session, through these activations, and when I do the healing session, if you're open to it, of course, is a release of whatever has caused these hostilities in your life, which is at the core of what has created some manifestation blockage. Okay. Walking away from some people, letting go of some things and some people that is creating nothing but hostility, getting to a state of serenity, which is going to allow you to create and manifest. Okay. Wow. Bottom of the deck. Yep. So you can open your heart if you're the man holding heart so that you can follow your heart. Okay. Whatever that is for you. If you're the masculine energy. If not, for others of you, then it's simply you're letting go of something so that you can manifest a man with an open heart. Okay. Man. And that doesn't have to be romantic, you guys. It can be the need for masculine energy that has a heart activation, because a lot of masculine energies are distorted. They're in their fragmented shadow aspect. And so some of you may be clearing that out, whether it be friends, family, work life. Masculine energy doesn't necessarily mean a love interest or a literal man. It could just mean that the masculine principle, which is the action oriented part of who we are, it's the do energy, it's the sun energy. Okay. It's the protector energy as well, when it's in its high vibration and when it's balanced. So when you have dealt with people that were in a masculine energy without heart, or a heart that was shut down or closed, these masculines are very tyrant like. They're very harsh. Okay. If you don't have a healthy whole heart activation, your behavior, your attitude, your language is going to come off as very, very, very dismissive, very arrogant, very um, self-absorbed, very, because there's a distortion. That's the way it comes out often with a lot of masculine energies. So what's going to be bringing this to an end is this clearing, this healing, so that this can come forward, a healthy masculine energy in your life where there's been nothing but maybe toxic masculine principle. Okay? That's powerful. It's about time, light team. Next column, please. Neutrality. Neutrality. Boom. And I said attachment earlier, and now it came out, and it's over here on the first column. So it wanted to come out in reverse. So what that's telling me is that there's going to be a release. This neutrality, this acceptance, leaving that energy behind. This can represent codependency. It can represent some of these people who are, hostile. It can represent an identity with like scarcity consciousness, victim consciousness, poverty consciousness, feeling like there's no hope, or feeling like you have to like just be with certain people, whether it's a group, like it's a release of that. Okay. So what you guys can expect is neutrality, empowerment to let go of something. Okay. It wanted to be in reverse. It felt over on flow. Yeah. So basically just accepting some shit, letting go of some shit. This session is going to empower somebody to just like straight up. I like that. That's good. Look at healing a broken heart. Yep. Letting go of something, some people, an attitude, a situation, just letting it go, getting into neutral, accepting it. It happened. It happened. Accepting that your heart is broken, accepting that they did it, whatever, that you did it, they did it. Like just coming to terms with it, but releasing it. That acceptance is going to propel release. Acceptance and neutrality is going to help to perpetuate right here this healing. Okay. So you can get over something, let somebody go, let something go. Yeah. And for some of you, it may be for the people who did this stuff, like if they do their own version of healing, that the universe, source, Yeshua, wants to help them to get over envy. That's what's kind of unique to me, is like even the people involved that may be on the lower vibration side of something here, if they comply with their own higher selves and do the work and be open, Yeshua is still there wanting to help somebody come out of the energy of envy. Because envy, I had talked about it on one of my lives the other day. I kind of put jealousy and envy kind of together, though it's a little bit different. But it's like strong as the grave. When people are in that kind of energy, their subconscious is being ran by it in a way, and their decisions, 90% of what we do and say and how we act and even what we perceive is based on what is stored in our subconscious. So they're dangerous. It says like it's strong as the grave because it's pushing people to say things that they shouldn't have said, lie, gossip, rumors, try to hurt others, try to sabotage others. That's all coming from a place of jealousy and envy, all of it. And it's because they're brokenhearted. Like the thing is, some of these people don't want to admit and face that they themselves are brokenhearted, which is causing them to act out in certain ways. Yeah, that's crazy. Wow, man. Very, very interesting. But the session will provide like the release for that, just coming out of that energy and getting healed and letting go of that kind of attachment or attitude or mindset or person. Sometimes people are attached to people who are in an envious and jealous energy, which is creating nothing but hostility in their life. This is a lesson that took me a very long time to learn. Long. I'm 45 years old. That took me a long time to learn that often, it's the connections that even if they're smiling in your face, even if they're, here's a present, here's, you know, here, I'm going to give you this and that. Like, it's not always what it seems. It's just not. Um, I'll stop here briefly. So, for those of you who have ever been into like religious texts or, read the Bible and things of that nature, um, the parts, that I really resonate with, I see a lot of wisdom in certain aspects of the Bible as we know it. There, there are stories in there to show us archetypal energies in their life paths and what they went through and why. And it gives us like this bird's eye view or the backdrop story of what really took place, even though the individuals that were in it, they don't have the benefit or didn't have the benefit of seeing it from the back end. So I'm sharing this for somebody and for a reason. The the story of Joseph, this is an Old Testament story, but the story of Joseph, he was brother number, I want to say he was 11, brother number 11 of 12. Okay. And, the story, kind of depicts a life of this young man that was like, he was kind of colorful. He was kind of like, Joseph was vibrant, y'all. He was kind of extra, but he was gifted. It was his destiny. It was his calling. It was, that was just the way it was. And his father kind of gave him a little special treatment or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And his brothers, especially certain ones, they were jealous of him. They didn't like him. They thought he was like, they thought he was they just thought he was a mess, but really it was jealousy and envy. And so what ended up happening, I'm gonna just fast forward in the story. So one day, because Joseph was always asked to kind of stay back and go into like his spiritual studies or whatever, and the brothers were always asked to go out and work hard. They didn't like that. So, but one day, the dad asked Joseph, like, was like, "Where's your brothers? Like, go find them or whatever, whatever." Boo boo. So, Joseph went and was like, "Okay, you guys, father's looking, and or here's some sandwiches or some shit." Right? I forget the exact story. And so they had a problem. Like they were provoked. Hear me out. It's a reason because hostility is right here. There's a reason I'm telling the story. So they were just like literally irritated by his presence. And one of them, I want to say it's either Judah or one of the other brothers. Judah was the oldest, but it could have been Judah or one of the other brothers that was like, what does he want? Did he come here to like, what does he want? Kind of energy. And so then what ended up happening, gosh, what happened? Okay, so let me fast forward. They argue with him, they picked on him. Like they had to make everything hard because of their own jealousy and envy. Had to find something to pick at. Okay. So then something happened to where they try to lure him in to trick him. That's how sad. This is how deep that shit goes. Okay, that was their blood. But this is how deep the shit go. They lured him in, like, okay, okay, come on. And then they pushed him into this pit, like this, I don't want to say it was a pit or something, right? And, Joseph was like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So he's screaming and hollering. Like, think about this on a parallel symbolism, right? He's thinking that his brothers were being supportive and was, open or whatever. But essentially, it was to lure him in to trap. Then they pushed him in there, and somebody said, "Now let's see how he get out of that." And they left him in it to suffer what they essentially created. Then, because they, their ego kicked in, was like, "Well, what are we going to tell father?" And we can't just, what can we do? What can we do? Like they tried to start strategizing, basically. So then the next thing was they tricked him again. So they didn't trick him just once, they tricked him again. First, they set it up to make his life hard out of jealousy, pushed him in this hole, pushed him against the wall, metaphorically speaking. Then it was like, okay, so let's pretend like we're going to help him and rescue him from the very thing in which we played a role in creating. Okay, Joseph, we're here. We're going to help you. Joseph is in this hole screaming for help. He's like, what the fuck? Here we are. We're here. We're going to help you so we can act like we're heroes. And so that you can trust us to help you out of what we put you in. So they pulled Joseph out, right? So they did do it. They did, technically. But they only got him out to sell him out because of their own envy, their own jealousy, their own irritation and triggers at the sheer presence of the boy. So they sold him out to a world unknown to him, where no one knew him and he knew no one, where no one loved him and he loved no one, all because of envy. And they strategized to go back home to their father. This is how tough this stuff is. I'm trying to tell y'all what I know. They strategized to go home to their dad because they knew they were going to have to say some shit. What the fuck? Where's Joseph? You're going to have to say something. So ego kicks in and says, Well, we'll just pretend like there was some unfortunate event. We're not going to say we were behind it all. We're just going to pretend like there was just this unfortunate event that had happened. For years, these people lived like this until I'm not going to tell the end of the story. If you're familiar with the story, you already know how it essentially ends. Like almost 30 years or some odd years later. Okay. But I'm giving this illustration because some of you have been so long dealing with situations or people in your life that's the story. Okay. Um, that created a lot of blockages for your life. Okay. Just like Joseph's brothers did with him, right? He eventually comes out on top. It's a long journey and story behind that. But that's what you guys are releasing and transmuting. But that's how deep. Some of you guys need to understand how deep it is beyond the surface. That came out last night, that it was deeper than it appeared. And some of us have had like a codependent attachment because it's familiar, or they had some kind of a power over you, whether it was due to resources, money, stat, family, but has created a lot of lack of serenity. Wow. And when that's the case, there's going to always be some kind of manifestation blockage. But when people are in that envy and jealous energy, that's anyway, let's move on. I just thought I'd share that story because it is for someone. All right, light team, earth connection. Yep. So, yeah, you're going to find your healing and your release of these blockages and your serenity through meditation, whatever the temple path is going to represent. Okay. Getting out there in earth is going to help you to connect and align with the path. Again, ascended masters breaking down SWA 3, helping you to get clear, helping you to get grounded, helping you to get disciplined on your path versus the path that has kept you in some kind of attachment, hostility, codependency here. Look at, and then your creativity will be restored with this second chakra, which is the chakra responsible. It's not just our sexual energy, but it's the energy of creation. This is where we create and design and get inspired, where we are able to stir up, you know, our own authenticity, our own unique reasons for being here, the things that are near and dear to our heart, not just the humdrums of life, not just Google and scrolling and copycatting, but in alignment with our true creativity, right? Clearing that up, healing that area there. Wow. All right, light team. What we got? We're almost there, guys. This last portion, the healing session is going to be brief. It's not going to be um, nothing long and involved. I'm going to actually I'm going to be behind the camera, obviously, but I'm going to go silent. I'll put some music on and I'll set intentions. You can set your own, and I'll be channeling and drawing the Reiki symbols and things like that. So it'll be really fast. Okay, thank you, team. Wow. Mm-hmm. All right, let's Dang, this is a trip. Mm, 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 mm. Mercy. Yep. On behalf of the collective team, thank you, Kieran Terrell. There's the king. Yep. This is interesting. And there's the fight. Look at that. Five of Wands, Eight Wands, Wheel of Fortune. Some crazy shit. There's karma. Like, ooh, somebody fighting behind money. Ten of Pentacles and shit. You finna clear that up around here. Let's see. Okay. First column, light team. What's the message from tarot here? First column. They wanted to hop. Ooh, a lot of hoppers. Brain circuitry. Hostilities. What's the message here? Removing these blockages. Yep. So that one wants to be in reverse. Yep. Look it. This came out reverse. So that tells me Three of Swords in reverse. Moving on. Getting over it. Bye-bye. Yeah. And look it. See, look. The stars in reverse. This is a major arcana. Represent Aquarius. There is the truth. So, like I said right here, sometimes things can't be healed. Okay? Sometimes. And we don't have to take it as a negative. We don't have to, right? It's the things that we're telling ourselves. Sometimes something has gone full course in life. And everyone involved in things, it takes everyone involved. If there's only one person in any group, any community, any family, any love situation, if there's only one that's awakened or ascending or healing or really dealing with it on that level, then chances are that though it can be healed quantumly, it can be healed energetically. Absolutely. But chances are in the 3D, that's not something that will be able to restore because it takes everybody being healthy, whole, and actively, fully participating in the higher vibrational sense. And we can't make people do that. It's not our job to do that. We don't have a right to do that. That is a violation to their free will as well. Just like we have our rights, they have theirs. I said this the other day, I think, because people are getting like tripped up on this whole twin flame journey shit. You know what I'm saying? Who's the twin? How do you know you're the twin? Who's the twin? Like there's just a lot of obsession and kind of back and forth energy on that. And to me, it's simple. I'm not gonna lie, but I've been on the journey quite a while, so I get that it's beyond all of this surface, superficial materialism, 3D shit that people think it is. So, it's like, okay, chances are like, don't go asking people. Don't go, especially you don't go asking somebody that's just as busy as you may be, or, what I'm saying, or worse. To me, it's like, dude, if you start doing your own research about twins and like doing your inner work, when you really truly start doing your own inner healing, certain things are going to come to you. And all I can say, you guys, is that I remember that a true twin is going to just go within and do their journey. They're open to looking at things from all angles, and they're open to accepting that they may never be with their twin because it's not an attachment. You're not attached in the 3D. You realize that twins served a purpose, and that's it, and that's that, and that's all. But you're not attached. You're not like, oh, we have to be together. Then I have to be with them. No, that's attachment. That's codependency. That's not twin flame energy. None of us have a right to push that. I remember telling my twin a long time ago, you guys, I mean, it seems long time to me. I mean, but it ain't that long ago, but it feels like it was a long time ago. Um, I told him a couple times, and he may not even remember this, or he may not even tell the people that's in his world now. But there was a couple times where I was actually telling him, and I was more in alignment with my higher self because I knew source, my higher self had started revealing certain things to me in terms of his behavior and the things that he was doing behind the scene and behind my back. So I remember having conversations with him, and that's how freeing and liberating a twin becomes when they realize, like, hey, this may hurt or you may feel a certain way, but essentially that person has a right, man. So I remember telling him, I was like, hey, he would get irritated at it, but that's because he wasn't, he was in his shadow. But I was like, hey, because he would tell me these stories about like his exes and, yada, yada. I now realize that some of the stuff that he was telling me was about some of the people he was even still entertaining, but he would say it or share it in a way that made it just seem like it was about the past. But I remember, telling him, I was like, hey, I said, so why don't you want to reconcile with them? Or why won't you just, go be with them or see if it can be fixed or, see if it can be healed or, you know, if you feel like it's worth the shot. I remember having these conversations every so often with him, and he would get irritated every time. He would say, no, 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 I don't want my, the past or whatever. It's done. It's over. Yada, yada. Life goes on. But, these are things that happen to me. I'm like, okay. I'm just saying. I'm like, because essentially at the end of the day, if you feel like there's something that can be done, if you feel like something can be healed, if you feel like there's something there, then why not? A true twin can say that. Yep, they can say that. Even if it's hurting, they can say it because divinity does not try to force their will onto people, no matter how much they feel like it's supposed to be destined. They understand that this is not about how much money I have. This is not about because I have kids with them. This is not about because I feel like I've known them longer. This is not about because I feel like we're the same culture. It has nothing to do with that. And a true twin can let their twin go. Yep, that's for some whole lot of somebody's. You want to know if you're a twin? Ask yourself, can you let them go? Because if not, chances are you're a karmic, and chances are you're in codependent energy, even if you're not a karmic. Because when twins aren't healed, they act codependent too. Okay? Total side message. But there's a lot of obsession about it. And I'm like, but not everybody even on twin flame journeys. And that's a whole nother conversation. Everybody thinks they're on a twin flame journey. Not everybody on a twin flame journey. No, they're not. Mm-mm. Everybody's got soulmates. We all have come with, karmic past life issues, all of us. But not everybody carnated specifically for that. Those are high level connections, old souls, and they're not 3D based. They don't have anything to do with how shit look and stunting and none of that. None of that. None of that. And so when I get a lot of questions or comments and I can pick up and see where people are going with certain things, I'm like, yeah, chances are they're not on one plane. I'm like, because you're too stuck. And I just realized that. It's like, no, And I look back on my own journey, even when I was in union with my twin. You know what I'm saying? I remember so many different conversations. I remember, even in terms of what he was keeping from me, the lies and the cheating and the, secrets and stuff that I actually know about, but he thought, that I didn't, of course, because he was very diligent to try to keep all this stuff secret. But I remember so many times, like, because I would get downloads or I would have a dream or something, and I would be like, "Is there something you want to tell? Do you want, And he used to flip him out. One time we were sitting in my car. It's funny. I can laugh now, you guys, because it's been to me, it feels like it's been a really long time. But um, we were sitting in the car. He he had went in the house like for a minute, and I had pulled out like two of my decks, right? And I did like this quick pull. Then he came back into the car, and I remember I asked him. I showed him the two cards. I held it up. I said, "Hey, here's your opportunity. Is there something you need to talk to me about?" And the two cards was one is it was a romance angel one. I think it said this situation involves children, and then the other one said, what did the other one say? Wedding, something like that. It was something to that effect. And I was like, is something you want to tell me? And he was like, he looked, and see, this is how you know when you're being gaslit. But anyway, he looked and he was like he was all upset and indignant. He was like, what? He's like, see, that's why I don't believe in that stuff because I am not trying to marry. I don't have nobody else I'm talking to. I'm not talking to nobody else. I'm not trying to marry nobody. I don't have no kids with nobody else, or I'm not trying to have kids. The kids I have, about, what I'm saying? So he got very indignant. And I just looked at him. I was like, yeah. And so, then he started huffing and puffing. He was like, look, he was like, no. He was like, you already know. He was like, I'm just, I'm in this certain place and I'm trying to get, things together and going through a lot. If ever I'm going to get married, I'm going to marry you. That's what he said. But I already knew. I was like, okay, all right. But see, a true twin will deal with things like that to give a person an opportunity because it's not about like, oh, we just have to be together. It's like, hey, let's face the music. I'll be all right. I remember telling him this many times, many times. He would always be like, no, I only want you. God damn it. Mm-hmm. Anyway, light team. That's for somebody. Because look, you got to look at the real stuff. When you're like trying to strategize, if you're trying to figure out if you're karmic in nature or if you're behaving karmically or if you're possibly a karmic, if you are relying on somebody else to try to smear them so somebody can choose you, you're karmic. That's not really hard to figure out. Okay. If you're trying to tell somebody you shouldn't be with someone like that, you should be with me, you're karmic. Never once did I tell my twin that, not one time. That should tell you something right there. Not one time. I never once told him out of all of our encounters that, oh, you shouldn't be like, because he told me plenty of stories. I know more than people probably think I know. He told me plenty of stories about plenty of folks. Okay. But he tried to do it in a way that it was about his past, even though I was already getting downloads that it was stuff that was going on behind my back in some of the cases. So he would tell me plenty of stories and never one time, no matter what he lied and did, because he was in a very low vibration and in his shadow. But Not one time did I ever say to him, not one, not once, man, that you shouldn't be with her, you shouldn't be with her, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. I was like, if that's what you want, like, hey, to each his own. I was always saying shit like that. Like, hey, maybe you should try again, or hey, everybody is into what they're into, or hey, I even think we had a conversation one time about sexuality. I'm a very open person. I wasn't always like that, but I am a very open person. And I was like, shit, I was like, the hell with what people think. I'm like, look, it's about us being honest with ourselves and just being honest with the people that we're dealing with. Simple as that. You know what I'm saying? Um, no matter what that is, it's just like owning your shit. I used to tell them that. But I was never trying to steer him in a direction. When we're trying to steer people, it's because we're in karmic energy. We're codependent. And you can be codependent even if you got $1 million. Codependency doesn't have nothing to do with you're just relying on somebody for money. You're attached, whether you feel like it's an image you're trying to keep up with, or you've just gotten used to that person, or you know what I'm saying? Or you have a power trip, ego trip issue. That ain't twin energy. That's karmic. Okay? If you got to get a smear campaign and steal and copycat, you shouldn't really need to think that hard to figure out if you're karmic. True love is liberating and it's freeing. It accepts. You don't use information, go, if you leave me, I'm thinking, well, you showing that you didn't reveal that you karmic. That's what you did. Because a twin is not going to do that. Anyway. All right, team. Second column here. What's the message? Hermit and the Seven of Cups. So what's going to happen with the healing session is a release of attachment, illusion, stuff that was based in magic, spell work, shiny, sparkly shit, appearances, debauchery, sex, drugs, and rock and roll for some of you. But things are going to become clear. Releasing these attachments and healing is going to allow some of you to go within, which is the hermit, which is where we find our enlightenment about what shit really was. Also, been able to see it clearly for what it really was, and then been able to make a choice that is more suitable. Okay, it's going to give you strength. Strength is at the bottom, Leo. Okay, it doesn't have to be Leo, but it represents Leo. So it's just going to give you strength and fire. Okay, to see shit for what it is, to see past the illusions, to come out of spell work if somebody puts some crazy shiz in it. Okay. Wow. Last column, 18. Last column. Ooh, that was a hopper there. Yep, I was waiting for this. Now we got the Four of Pentacles, but there was another one that wanted to jump. Queen of Swords. Ooh. So many of you are going to be able to heal and cut out. See, when the Queen of Swords is showing, that's the energy that cuts things out of our lives that's trying to block our manifestation, essentially. So Queen of Swords will show up now, but it's going to be through getting clear, getting healing, getting into earth, getting disciplined, getting clear in the mind to what's trying to either hold on to you and hold you back, using money as power, or things that you're trying to hold on to, and what you need to hold back from. This is going to provide assistance in healing those things so that you guys can move forward in whatever direction you want. Look at that. And as I said that, there's the Six of Swords. That's the walking away into calmer waters, essentially getting out of that hostility energy. Three of Swords is already in reverse. So no more heartache, no more pain, no more games and illusions and delusions and attachments, releasing what's not serving, moving into calmer waters, removing the blockages so that you can create. Go towards real love, Ace of Cups. Water energy, real love. There's masculine, King of Wands. A masculine energy is pointing to somebody. He's saying, I want you. But he's got to get out of that anxiety, and he was probably cruel to some people, or some people were cruel to him. Ooh, now for some of y'all, it's a masculine that's trying to torture a masculine too. Now that's a whole nother blockage, and I don't want to get too deep into that, but I just picked it up. Ooh, yep. Some of these, some masculine energies have some masculine connections that are tormenting them. They have some karmic masculine energies around them that are tormenting them. Maybe it's somebody that they broke. Oh, y'all, this is taking a spin that I didn't want to get into. I'm not doing that. Anyway, healing is available to those who want it. That took a twist. Some masculines got some toxic ass, karmic ass masculines in their lives, whether they're lovers or homies, homie lover friends, down low, whatever. Friends, daddy and them. Somebody got some toxic ass masculine energy around them. A masculine got some toxic masculine energy. They might be the ones that's trying to do the blackmailing. That's saying, if you do this, I'm gonna do this. That's some crazy shit. But anyway, for whoever is open and receptive, there is healing at play and available for all actually that are involved if they really want it and really surrender to their higher selves and accept shit for what it is and stop trying to control things and make people do and be and shit. Okay, that is not divine energy. That is karmic energy. No matter what you feel like you're due and what's your right, if you got to go through all that, you've been a damn karmic. Okay. Anyway, now what we got, team? Oh, I can't help it, y'all. I get chatty. I'm like, I get chatty. These readings get involved. And I don't really do them every day. Don't get me wrong, you guys. I can relate to heartache. Okay, I said the other day, I tell jokes about my own life and my own past and before awakening and, when I was younger and, crazy shit. and your heart broken and you're not awakened and you're still in a lot of toxic templates and programmings and things like that, and somebody break your heart, you know, I get it. Somebody breaks your heart, you feel like somebody stole something, right? I get it. Yeah. Dealing with people with perhaps, you know, mental problems or whatever, or people that took shit and or caused some kind of bad health in your life. I get that too. Hmm. For some of you, people you literally courted, just some mental patients, undiagnosed, or, you know, ending things, accepting things. But we keep ourselves in pain too, you guys. And that's something I could certainly tell you guys what happens when we stay in those kind of energies. We may feel like we're getting vengeance or um, by trying to torment or torture someone else or hinder them because they hurt us, or you know what I'm saying? We may feel that way on the surface, but if we really look at it, you really put yourself in that. You live with that. You're not happy. You're tormented. Because you're robbing your own life of being able to have a happy and a fulfilling life in a healthy way with something that's healthy and right for you by focusing on being gung ho on, I'm gonna give all my time, attention, and energy to trying to interfere with something or bringing something down because this person hurt me. But we've all been hurt. Who hasn't? If you've lived long enough, we have all encountered heartache and heartbreak and betrayal and somebody lying to us, somebody walking away, somebody, you know, tricking us or whatever. And at the end of the day, it's like life goes on. Feel your pain and deal with it and heal, but don't waste your life. And as I said that, you guys, I looked right over to I have this huge, I love this one. With it and heal, but don't waste your life. And as I said that, you guys, I looked right over to I have this huge, I love this window here. I have a huge living room window that's got like how you explain it? It's like like these, it's just pretty. It's a very big, I've always wanted that. Big, very open and full of light. And as I had said that, I glanced over. I turned my head to the window, and I tell you, I saw an orangey yellow butterfly that just flew up. And that's like to me confirmation of what I'm saying, like letting go of all of that pain so that you can transform and fly and be happy and joyous and creative. So you can take flight instead of trying to dedicate your life to trying to make sure that somebody pay for what they did to you or what you even perceive them as what they've done. But sometimes we're not even looking at, sometimes we created some shit and some of it is karma. It's the law of cause and effect. Okay, you was fucked up. Okay, you was fucked up to that person. Okay, you was lying. You was lying on them. You was spreading rumors and shit. You know what I'm saying? You was hostile. You was harsh as fuck. All right. Some of that shit be, this is the karmic repercussion, cause and effect. All right, they broke your heart, but what did you do? You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck that. What did you do? What were your actions like that caused them to essentially want to leave? And sometimes we don't want to look at that. And as I looked at the bottom of the deck, I saw judgment. That's karma. you know? Shit. We all just need to go on and heal. Wake up, get unplugged, wake the fuck up, and heal. It's available. Light team, first column here with brain circuitry, hostilities. As a result of allowing this healing to take place to remove the blockages, what's the message over here? Three of Swords reverse. What's the message here? Light, light, light. Hmm. There it is. Yep. This came out last night. Community. It's the release of heartache behind a community. Family, friends, group, social circle. A community that stole some shit from you. Whether it's time, energy, money, whatever it is, opportunities, releasing that heartache behind people that stole shit from you. The Hermit, Seven of Cups, light. Look at that, toil and labor. I want to say that came out. That's going to provide the guidance to see where, people were doing black magic, where people were strategizing against you, where people were trying to create illusions and delusions. And, you know, with that Seven of Cups, it's going to provide the clarity with that Hermit energy to be able to see, to be able to bullseye, get to the motherboard, the mothership of what was the real deal, okay? What was really going down, down. And being able to see clearly your truth and what it is that you want to work towards versus the illusions where you really want to be. What was really going on up in the housey house and shiznit. Okay, light team. Four of Pentacles. Light, light. Four of Pentacles. Light. Oof. I want to be in reverse. What's that? It fell over onto toil and labor. It's spent. Ah, look at that. Masculine energy, wealthy man in reverse. So what I'm picking up with daddy that, you heard me, is woo, this temple path right there though. This temple path right there though. Getting disciplined with meditating, getting disciplined with aligning to the higher self, getting disciplined with getting into earth and getting grounded and getting clear in the mind is going to show somebody who calls them to lose money or a person in some cases. It's going to provide the healing. Another thing I'm picking up is to let something go. Backing up that Four of Pentacles, letting something go. Ooh, that's dope. Okay, so for whoever that's going to be for, their alignment with, receiving the energy, healing their higher selves and yada, yada, the activations, they're going to be strengthened and disciplined to let something go, even if they have to lose money, because their higher self and the universe is going to show them this. That as they trust the process of something, though it may appear to be a loss, there's going to be unexpected income as a result of surrendering. Some are going towards, look at this. We have divine feminine energy at the bottom here. It's connected. That's dope. Dope. Look at that. It's like expected, a gift. It's through this surrender, through this allowing, through this releasing. That help is going to come in to help some people, you know, where bad health was caused. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be to toxic people, bad decisions, being childish, or having kids that they didn't want, or kids that ain't theirs, in some kind of marriage or marriage-like situation that they didn't want. Shit. Now we have death. Yeah, for some of you. All right, well, there we have it. What are the final messages, team, before we do their healing session? What's the final guidance message, what they need to know? Any guidance messages or what they need to know? Any final guidance or messages and what they need to know in terms of removing these blockages pertaining to this reading and yesterday's reading? What are the messages or guidance if they are open and receptive to the healing through the light language and the Reiki here and the mudras? What's to come? What do they need to know about that? Wow. Beloved Zeus, lovers, this cosmic union is destined for greatness. Some of you will be manifesting a love that stands the test of time, man. That's destined to do great things on this earth. Leaders, Zeus, that's powerful. Shit. Woo! That's for somebody. All right. First column, what's to be expected? Final messages. First column, what's to be expected or what they need to know. First column, writing, please and thank you. First column. Oh, look at this. So this is what to be expected. Somebody is being strengthened through this healing activation to let go and surrender and allow themselves to grieve. If it was a community, if it was a family, if it was a lover, whatever it was, this healing activation is going to provide the extra energy to just let go, to do that final turn back, like her back is turned. And she's looking at the stars, she's looking at the universe. And I surrender. I allow myself to grieve. And as that happens, some of you all are also being empowered to realize that you no longer need to search outside of yourself for home. You no longer need to search people. Oh, I need this person. I need this group. I need to be over here. I need to be over there as your source. You'll find that at home feeling with aligning to your higher self, the truth of your divinity within the temple. The temple. I no longer search outside of myself for home. Every time we stay in this energy, I can attest to this, it keeps us codependent on other people, and it keeps us giving over our power to other people, because if we feel like it has to be attached to a certain person and people, then we're giving them the power over us. If they leave, if they go, then we're going to not feel like we're at home. Nothing is guaranteed forever in life except for being born and dying. That's a doozy. That's a big message. Yeah, it's a doozy. hmm Middle column, life team. What's the message? Oh, fuck me. I'm laughing, you guys, because this card is, I promise you, I swear, I feel like my grandmother decided to put herself in this. It's weird. Every time I see this card, I be like, that is impossible. You know, what the fuck? Some of y'all got some passed on ancestors on this one, trying to make shit righty right. Like we finna end this shit right here though. This bullshit. But it has here, it says the ancient grandmother, the teacher. I am the teacher that leads with self-knowledge. It fell over here. So what I feel like is many of you are being supported to go within and just go with your own flow, letting go, because we got that let go card that came out. You got to let them go. Maybe some of you were concerned that your passed on loved ones or ancestors or something, you know, may have looked at it a certain way. But see, when people pass on, they're different than what we remember them as. They're not in their ego form. So their view is very different, because sometimes some of the very ones that passed on participated in some of the toxicity when they were on the earth. So they go through a life review. They do. They go through a life review, and when they die and what their lessons were or what was missed, but they heal. They're different. They're not, it's not like how we are in our body. So they see from that perspective that they did not see when they were on the earth. Okay. So we may think they might be saying in our lower form that they are saying, you know, you guys got to stick together, or you have to do this, you have to do that. They're more in alignment with the higher resonance of what's the core of things and what needs to be dealt with for true healing. That is their resonance. They're not stuck on appearances. They're more concerned about the root. They're more concerned about things really being just and right and fair and done right. Because they remember, they had a life review. They see what was done. Okay, and they see what needs to change in order for true healing and transformation. So for those of you that are on that side, I mean, the guidance was clear. It already said, let go. I surrender. Let go. And go within for happiness or a sense of feeling like, you know, at home. Because some of y'all's ancestors are on the helmets of those who did some fucked up shit. I'm going to tell you that too. They on their helmets. I say that because what's right there though? She ain't playing. She's like, nope, this is fucked up, and we is dealing with this. Man, it's dope. Oh, they gonna learn. That's the energy I feel like the teacher. I'm like, okay, yeah. So just surrender, pretty much. Let it go. Last column, light team. I love when I see that card. Ugh. Aw. Aw. So see, this is like the other card, like the Zeus card. So remember over here, and I said somebody's being empowered to heal or let something go, someone go. Literally, we got Merope. I have unlimited access to the divine mind. Somebody is going to realize that when they go their temple path and do this meditation and discipline, they're going to realize that for some of you, some connections that maybe people thought were their ticket, maybe they thought that was their twin or they thought that was supposed to who they supposed to be with. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a connection that they thought was divine. They're going to be able to understand and let it go and see that it wasn't. And that's going to empower them to be disciplined to let something go. Basically, like a false twin energy. Maybe it's because what everybody wanted. Sometimes, that can happen, especially if people don't really know what is what. Everybody around them, the community was trying to tell them, oh, that's the one you're supposed to be with. And, because we have the community card. Oh, that's the connection, or that's what's of light, and that's of God, and that's not, and whatever. You know what I'm saying? People's beliefs. Somebody's going to be able to find out for themselves that essentially what these communities was trying to get them to think, feel, and believe was wrong, and they're going to be empowered to let it go. Wow. They're going to be empowered. Like that's the benefit to me. The healing is going to help us get free and, basically, right? Free of attachments and things that are stopping our manifestations in life. Sometimes our attachments is literally the thing. Literally. Wow. All right. Okay, so I'm going to get some music on you guys. So I invite you to set your personal intentions if this part is going to resonate for you. So I'm going to go silent. You're not going to hear me talking. I'm going to get some music on to help get in that energy of relaxation. And we're going to go ahead and go with the session, okay? The Reiki to release and transmute these blockages to your manifestation and whatever that means for you, okay? And all you have to do is state, I am open, I agree, and I receive with the permission of my higher self, God, source, or whatever your particular belief system is, okay? So I'm going to move the cards now. I'm going to put my distant Reiki um, mat down here for y'all. And then that's it. It may last all of 5 minutes, this portion, okay? If that. So just give me a second. Thank you all for watching, and I hope it resonates, and I hope you're able to do something with the information that's provided. I hope it was enlightening. And yeah, that it serves in a high vibrational way that you need it to for yourself and for all that are involved. All right, let's do it. Okay, dokie then. Let me get the music. Put some of my symbols out. You guys are wondering. This is yellow averagine. I'm going to channel that. That's good for balancing polarity, the yin and the yang. These are yin and yang symbols in Reiki. If you're wondering, I'll share that with y'all. So for the yin, okay, basically it is the inner cause, female inner sense link between inner and higher self balance and emotional healing, amplifies the energy of a room. If you place this symbol in a room or on a body part, wherever you would like to boost that energy, okay? So we're using it for yin and yang. Okay, so this is the yin. I'm gonna put it here. I'll use the big one for the yang. Masculine, okay? We have the inner cause yang, male inner sense link between inner and higher self. 3 beams of light amplifies the chakra energy field. Wherever you place this, this will boost the energy in that room or a body part. Okay? Same thing, it's just the yang. We're balancing yellow averagine polarity between yin, yang, masculine, feminine. Okay? We're going to ground it, hematite, magnet, integration, grounding, pulling out toxicity. Okay? Activating and aligning yin, yang. Yes? All right. Let's do it. So take some breaths, get some water. If you have alkaline water, I highly recommend alkaline water. Even if you're not that much into water so much, if it's challenging for you, um, I recommend something like this, a lot of electrolytes for hydration, okay? Still need water, pure water, but for those of you who kind of have to force yourself to down it, you know what I'm saying? All right, let's do it. What are we gonna put on here, team? Mm, Nope, I know what I want to do. Bear with me. Boom. So great. Hands are so, so great. So great. The intention of light team, based on these two readings, for releasing, clearing these blockages to manifestation under the leadership of our higher self. We ask our spirit guides on my team to support, protect, ground the healing. Please and thank you. Mm. Let's ground it in. And then so I disconnect from the energy of the collective here. Rocco, Rocco. Fill them with love and light. Fire, fire. Rocco, Rocco, Rocco. Strengthen. Two. Rocco. Mm. It is done. 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 Mm. Off. Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Shanti. Aham Prema. So it is. So it is. And so it is. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.